for the PG Pens specifically.
So look in front.
A huge margin.
This overwhelming victory, faith of the people in you and the work you do. And also the support that has been given by the party leadership on a regular basis to see that you consolidate yourself, improve the lifestyle of the people, improve the living of the people, empowerment, and give us strength to live up to the commitments given to the people of our constituency in the state of Goa.
आमचे ओल्ड गोवाचे हेअर ऑइल ऑर्गॅनिक आणि कोल्ड प्रेस नैसर्गिक रीतीन केला. आमचे ओल्ड गोवाचे हेअर ऑइल
hygiene company, Old Goa Hair Oil,
गाय
Morning Mantra and SangitaMobiles.com.
परत एक फावट येवकार तुमकां आणि जो लीड्स आसा सिसो चालू आसा मेनी कितलेशेच हातूंत भितर सिसो चालू आसा साखळे भितर जो आमकां आतां मेळटा राउंड 4 हांव महेशाक घेता पयलीं देन आय विल गो टू द डिटेल्स ऑफ इट महेश म्हजो आवाज आयकूं येता महेश म्हजो आवाज आयकूं येता महेश म्हजो आवाज आयकूं येता महेश आवाज आयकूं येता ओके आय विल गो टू महेश इन अ वायल बट जे ट्रेंड्स मेळ्ळा ते सांगता साखळेचो राउंड 4 इज जर पळयलो जाल्यार बीजेपी 7183 आणि काँग्रेस 6598 सो जी आता लीड आमकां मेळटा ती जर पळयली जाल्यार 585 सो प्रमोद सावंताची लीड इज 585 इतली आसा सो अगेन 3 डिजिट 4 डिजिटा भितर कोण कोण आसा ते पळोवया आणि आमी मागीर मुखार या 3 डिजिट अल्डोना नाव कार्लोस फेरेर has taken a lead of 128 this is absolute seesaw in Aldona that is happening Congress candidate 128 so Glenn Piccolo is trailing by 128 Venzi Vegas in Badauli is around 700 votes Chandrakant Shetye's lead over Naresh Sawal in Bicholi is 512 512 मायकल लोबोची 2,500 लीड क्रॉस झाल्या रमेश तवडकरांची 1,500 लीड क्रॉस झाल्या कोर्ताली आंतोन वाजे 190 वोट्स नाव 190 फायनली राजेश फळदेसाय has gone up from
मला गोवा न्यूज लाइव मरते और साइलेंट किती पडले Acredito, mano. Ele? Isso daí. Pra muguete é não, Maru. Era फोटो घ्यायला आहे त्याला कोण स्विच मारे मला
अजून फुडें बारशा आगारवाडा ते बीन जावपाचे आसा प्रमोद आनी एक म्हटल्यार म्हापशाची लीड तशीच आसा तितलीच आहा व्हडलीशी चेंज ना हांगा निलकंठाचे सपोर्टर आयला आतां एक कोर एजंट भायर आयला आनी ही सेंग दॅट दे आर क्लियर म्हणजे तो सीट आमचो क्लियर जाला आमी तो जिखले म्हणून पूण आमच्या कडेन ऑफिशियल कन्फर्मेशन काय येवंक ना आनी एक गजाल प्रमोद सांगता उत्पल पर्रीकर इंडिपेंडंट कॅन्डिडेट गेलो म्हणजे आतां वचपाक तो भायर सरलो आनी ताका आमी ट्राय आमी खूब ट्राय केली
बाबूश मोन्सेरात इज फेअरली क्लियर इन पणजी
हय आणि तो न्ही तेणी न्ही बाबूश मोन्सेरातान लीड घेतली खंय ती सांताक्रूज एरियेनूच सॉरी सांताक्रूज चडशी लीड येयली सॉरी सांतिनीज एरियेन सॉरी आय एम व्हेरी सॉरी सांतिनीज एरियेन तेणी चडशी लीड घेतली आनी थंयसर तेजी खुबशी मतां कमी जाली नाल्यार तो आनी बाबूश बरे चड तांची मदीं गॅप नेक टू नेक आशिल्ली गॅप नाशिल्ली उत्पल पर्रीकराक जाता इतले सगळी मिडिया ट्राय करताली बिकॉज ऑफ मनोहर पर्रीकर आमी ताका ट्राय केली त्यांनी इतलेंच सांगलें की यस आय गिव द गुड फायट तरी आमी ताका म्हटलें तुमी इंडिपेंडंट रावंड सुद्दां कोण अबाउट द लिगसी ऑफ मनोहर पर्रीकर हांचे ताका थोडे क्वेश्चन रीज केले पूण तेंचे ताका रिप्लाय केले ना यू विल कंटिन्यू दीस फायट ताका काय रिप्लाय ओके इतले उलयला
थँक्स महेश परत येता लीड्स थोडी इंटरेस्टिंग जायत आयल्या कंटिन्यू करता 1300 पावल्या फातोर्डा फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम विजय सरदेसाई's lead has come down to 968 from 1,300 400. Vijay Sardesai's lead has come down to 968. Anik rounds उरल्यात count जावपाचे.
हिंगा बस
प्रेमेंद्र शेट is 1,700 चेर लीड पावल्या मया.
फायर चालत गेले
मांद्र्या जीत आरोलकर 604 लीड. म्हापसा जोशुआ is still around 300 400. मडकय 7,500 पावल्या लीड सुदीनाची. दिगंबर बाबाची लीड 7,500 पावल्या. संकल्प for the first time Sankalp has taken a substantial lead of 1,277.
वेट केला
1,277. Sankalp Amonkar has taken a substantial lead on Milind Naik of 1,200. जी आता खूप सबस्टेन्शियल दिसता बाई. पहिली ती 1,000ची लीड अशी दिसताली, जी आता प्रचंड मोठी लीड अशी दिसपा लागल्या या फिगर्स पहिल्या. नावेली दिस इज व्हेरी व्हेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. गिरिराज पॉइंट करताल तो उल्हास तोयकर ऑफ बीजेपी इज लीडिंग और Indian National Congress's Avertak Furtado as per the Election Commission data by 33 votes. In Naveli, the lead of a BJP candidate right now for the first time BJP is leading in Naveli 33 votes by 33 votes.
हेलो 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 हेलो
Alex Sikverachi lead
हेलो हेलो ये आवाज येते का
3,000 पावल्या. On number 2 is Arvind D'Costa of Revolutionary Goans in Mumbai. So Raju Cabral जो असेल on number 2 has been replaced by Revolutionary Goans in
कमेंट
Mumbai.
करे किती
This is very very interesting. हांव थंयच्यान मुखार वता. पणजे I think उत्पल पर्रीकर has left the हजार क्रॉस झाले. लीड रोहन कवटे 5,000च्या लागी पावता. लीड दीपक ढवळीकर of Delilah Lobo over Dayanand Mandrekar is 34 votes. Subhash Shirodkar has crossed the lead of 2,000. Viresh Borkar is now leading over Francis Silvera by 92 votes. 92 votes. Rudolph is leading by 1,800 plus in Santa Cruz. Jennifer Monserratachi lead is inching towards 1,000 in Taligaon. 993 exactly. Nilkant Halankar has crossed 2,000. Vishwajit Rane has crossed 7,500 lead. Daji Salkar has crossed 1,000 lead. Cruz Silva of Aam Aadmi Party has now taken a lead of 248. From double digit, he has gone to triple digit. 238. Nilesh, how close is this? And he is close जर पळयल्यो जाल्यार this close I think more or less BJP चे सीट्स जे असतात आर लुकिंग व्हेरी कम्फर्टेबल राईट नाव. काँग्रेसीचे सीट्स जे असतात आर लुकिंग और आपाचे सीट्स जे असतात आर लुकिंग व्हेरी व्हेरी टच अँड गो.
Very much touch and go. Yes. So I think one thing is very clear from the data that is emerging out from here. BJP will emerge as a single largest party, and so that's what it's showing. But what is more very interesting is in some places like Ponda, for example, where BJP does not even appear in the second position. Also
In
very
spite of having Ravi Naik with them.
in spite of having Ravi Naik. Another thing that's very striking is Naveli, which BJP has taken a lead for the first time. So that's another very interesting seat, and I probably someone like Radharao Bab or Cleophas Bab would be able to put more light on it. Ki how Naveli Tuekar.
This is very interesting. Funda is very interesting. Vote share in Funda. Ketan Batikar 29.52. Rajesh Verekar 29.04. And Ravi Naik is 25.48. Substantial. We are only not finding Ravi because he's not in top 2, but he's being on top in number 3 is hardly by 3.5 points. He's on number 3 hardly by 3.5 points. Yeah, Cleophas, go ahead.
To answer Burde, see, AAP has Pratima Kutino, strong person there. TMC has Valanga. NCP is there, and Congress is there. They are dividing in such a manner that it was expected. See, this is exactly what happened in Kungoli some time back. This was expected. In fact, I discussed this sometime that with 17% vote share, BJP could win also. And now I am still saying that BJP may get that seat. But look at the way it is. The other side is divided. When I mean overcrowded opposition, I mean exactly this.
Yeah. Manoj?
I think counting is over in Naveli. That's the report I am getting.
Tell us your report.
Tell us your report, yeah.
That we have won.
How many votes?
Let's wait for the final result.
Victory is important.
Victory is
Yes, ultimately would say sometimes that is important. One vote or 1 lakh votes.
Second thing, दामू नाईक पहिली फाटी जाईल न्ही तो असोच जिखून आयिल्लो मामा कार्तोजा अगेन्स्ट 24 काय 26% वोटार
Both the times he won like that.
both the times he won.
See, we
Are
came
you
close
telling me,
to.
Giriraj, that you have won Naveli, but you don't want to reveal by how many votes?
No. We came close to defeating Tennachi Mami in Santa Cruz by 40 votes. Nobody remembers. People say BJP never wins that seat. So I think what people remember is who won.
Correct.
And that is what all that matters.
Correct.
It may be 30 votes. It may be 3 votes.
No one that is what
So
matters.
all I am saying is, as of now, BJP seems to be proving everybody wrong.
We can see the visuals, the breaking visuals. We have got Milind Naik is leaving the counting center. One thing we can see right now, these are the breaking visuals that you can see. Milind Naik is leaving the counting center. We are not calling the election in Mormugaon yet. However, we can safely assume, looking at these visuals, that Sankalp is fairly in the clear. Fairly. We are not calling the election as yet, but Sankalp looks fairly in the clear. Like Babu Kavalekar, Milind Naik is leaving the counting station. Yes. Manoj, yeah.
Now it is very clear that BJP is inching towards majority. आता जर 18 जर दिसता जाल्यार ते 19-20 पर्यंत वचूंक शकता कारण 2-3 प्लेसीचेर सामके very tight आसा. Now that 18 which is shown on the TV now, it does not include Naveli, आणि at 2 places where I am saying it is very tight. One of them is Seoli, where the lead for the Congress as of now is only by 30 votes. So very clear. आमकां दिसताले वोटाचे कन्सॉलिडेशन जातले, लोक सामके स्ट्रॅटेजिकली वोट करताले, तशें जालें ना. People have voted strategically
In favor of BJP.
We cannot say
Maybe
that.
against your strategy. This is strategic
for
voting.
one point that if you touch 20, then it's a mandate. Correct. Then certainly it's a mandate.
Last time before election, you were saying Congress had a mandate with 17.
Yeah.
And you are saying we stole the mandate. I think people have, if this is that, we've already got the mandate.
Nilesh, don't you agree? If they touch 20, if BJP touches 20, it's a mandate. It's a mandate. Let us not talk about split on
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Radha.
Absolutely.
Looks like the voters are approving the mandate of the High Court.
results are not leaving any much chance for the candidates to improve on the mandate of the High Court.
We suddenly get issues. See, let us stick to electoral numbers for a change.
No, let us come to BJP, which is very interesting. I'll start with Cleophas Bab. BJP went into a simple strategy doing the constituency by constituency, candidate by candidate arithmetic. Some of their heavyweights are losing, but the strategy is largely working with the new candidates. Wherever they have changed the candidates, it seems to be working. For example, Patna, it seems to be working. Maya, it seems to be working. Kanakon, it seems to be working. So what BJP did on the face of an election and the corrective measures you took definitely seem to be working. Number one. Number two, this constituency-wise, Rohan Khote, they won because you took Rohan. See, Cleophas, do you think that strategy, which is going constituency-wise rather than creating some statewide narrative or something like that, is working for BJP right now?
Yes, it is very. See, I will not say this is a very clear. If this number stick, it's a very clear mandate, and to a large extent, their strategy has worked. And Giriraj always said that the other side is divided. Our victory is certain on this only. So according to me, the strategy has worked. And on the other side, there has been no strategy in consolidation. When you say that there is bipolar, of course it has remained a Congress versus BJP fight. It has remained. But the other side, I will not use words which may offend Giriraj, but I am talking of BJP as a central pole of our politics. If BJP is a central pole both in the state and as the center, then the other votes should come together, which has not happened. And by the very fact of, say, TMC and Congress strategy at the national level.
ती जी स्क्रीन दिसता टीव्हीचेर ती नॉर्थ गोयची स्क्रीन आमची आणि थंय जी गर्दी आहा ती पळयात. सो तुम्ही आत्ता जे उलयताले सो कितल्या हजारांनी लोक पळयतात. आणि दिस इज वन स्क्रीन. हांव लोकांक सांगता ही एक स्क्रीन जी प्रुडंटान घाल्यात ती अश्यो 15 स्क्रीनी गोंयभर आसात आणि दर एका स्क्रीनी मुखार आमकां जे आतां रिस्पॉन्स आणि विज्युअल्स येता असो रिस्पॉन्स आमकां म्हाका गोंयकारांचे उपकार मानपा जाय, कारण वी आर गेटिंग द डेटा ऑफ अवर व्ह्युअरशीप रायट नाव ऑन टीव्ही एज वेल एज डिजिटल. इट इज ओव्हरवेल्मिंग सामकें. म्हळ्यार ही गर्दी जर पळयली जाल्यार खरेंच दिसता हात जोडून तुमकां तुमचे उपकार मानता की इतलो बरो रिस्पॉन्स तुमी आमकां दिलो, असो दिलो, आणि द वे यू आर ग्लूड टू दी चॅनल सिन्स मॉर्निंग.
I would like to just compliment you for one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, even now, if you look at the panel, it has always been largely skewed against us. But at the same time, you have maintained a very fairly balanced
I am a good guy.
approach. Absolutely. So a lot of credit of this viewership goes to you.
Thanks a lot.
And I think all the panelists will agree for a change.
Thanks a lot. Manoj,
Giriraj, you must agree that I have always been speaking whatever I feel like, not against you or against
Except the 21 for TMC. They got hope because of what you said.
That was 3-4 months ago when things were boiling up.
we'll go to 3-4 months back. That's an interesting discussion. What changed in last 3-4 months? However, Manoj, this seat by seat arithmetic, is that working? Although their heavyweights are losing, they took corrective measures, they have changed candidates, their new candidates whom they have changed and given tickets are winning. They are leading. Winning because right now if you go to the technicality of winning, it is 0-0-0-0-0, but 18-12, 4-2, 1-3 जो दिसता तुमका are the leads. So that is the case. Manoj, I'll take Mahesh and then I'll come to you. Yes, Mahesh, किती updates? महेश, माझा आवाज ऐकू येता? Yeah, go ahead.
प्रमोद जीत आरोलकर मांद्रेन लीड आसा, अजून लीड आसा 1000. आणि मांद्रे एक अशें जाला की आता मेरेन मोर्जे मेरेन काउंटिंग जाला. 2 मशीन्स तेंच्यांनी ओपन करून पावले ना. एक हरमल थंयचो एक बूथ नंबर 8 म्हणटात तो, आणि एक 36 कितें तरी बूथ नंबर मोर्जे सायडीचो. ती मशीन मागीर काउंटिंगाक घेवपाक येतली सगळे जातकीर. अजून म्हणटा ते विनोडा आगरवाडा हे एरिया थोडे उरिल्ले आसा. साखळेत 200 मतांची बीजेपीची अजून तरी लीड आसा. तालिगांव 1500, पणजे 716, पेडण्या बीजेपीची 1500 लीड आसा. बिचोली एमटीपी दोगां मदीं अजून अस्सल चालू आसा. आताच हांवें पळयलां की नरेश सावळ जो वयर आयिल्लो कावंटींग स्टेशन तो आतां गेला. हांव नकळो कित्याक तो पूण तरी कावंटींग स्टेशन सोडून गेला तो. कुंभारजुआ इज काँग्रेस इज लिडिंग 296. आल्दोना काँग्रेसची लीड आतां वाडिल्ली आसा. ती ऑलमोस्ट 800 सुमार पाविल्ली आसा. सान आंद्रे आरजी इज लिडिंग लायक 90 वोट्स. सांता क्रूज इज काँग्रेस इज लिडिंग. म्हापसा बीजेपी 1000च्या वयर लीड करता. थिवीम बीजेपी 2000च्या वयर लीड करता. मयें बीजेपी 1700च्या वयर लीड करता. सालिगांव काँग्रेस केदार नायक लीड करता 500 सुमार मतांनी.
महेश, एकच गजाल रिकन्फर्म करता बिफोर आय गो बॅक टू द पॅनल. एट दिस मोमेंट साखळेची लीड कितली?
साखळेची लीड आमकां जी आतां जी आमी वयर वचून हाडल्या ती 200.
साखळेची लीड 200चेर पावल्या. आणि सीएम इज लिडिंग इन साखळी राईट नाव विथ 200 votes.
जी आमकां अनऑफिशियल
एनी चान्स? आय नो दिस इज व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट. आय नो कितले राउंड उरल्यात खबर आहा? Okay, done. Thanks a lot, Mahesh. We'll come back to you as we get more trends. Manoj, the strategy of changing candidates, replacing candidates, going constituency-wise is working for BJP?
See, we cannot say it is a strategy. Now look at it. If you look at it carefully, की बीजेपीन कोणाक तिकेट्स दिल्यो? 5 जाणांक बीजेपीन फक्त पयली 2012 जिखिल्ले आणि 2017 हारिल्ले अशा फक्त 5 जाणांक तिकेट दिल्यो. त्या 5 जाणांतले फक्त गांवकर आणि मांद्रेकर हे दोगूच जाण जिखता आणि सुभाष फळदेसायाचे वयर सकयल आसा. सो आउट ऑफ दिस 5 आता तवडकर इज देयर, मांद्रेकर इज देयर, गांवकर इज देयर, सुभाष फळदेसाय वी आर नॉट स्टील शुअर. नाउ आउट ऑफ दस 5 people which BJP post at the last minute, including Arlekar, Premen Shet, Rohan, Jayesh and Govind Gowde. Rohan, Arlekar and Shet are doing well. Jayesh is going. So out of 5 again 3 imported candidates are doing well. आणि उरिल्ले ते डिफेक्टर्स आणि उदळ जशें म्हणलां या 18 पैकी सरळ 9 जाण जाल्यार काँग्रेसांतले बीजेपीन आयिल्ले थिंग लोक जिखता. सो स्ट्रॅटेजिकली सीट बाय सीट मायक्रो लेवल जो बीजेपीन जो चेंजीस केल्या, ट्विकिंग केल्या, that has helped them, number 1. Number 2, the strategy of the Congress to consolidate votes have not worked. Probably there was no strategy in place of the Congress to consolidate the kind of votes which they were getting. So it clearly seems that the takeover strategy of the BJP has worked in their favor. Finally, what is important is they are winning.
निलेश,
सांग्यार पळय, काँग्रेसीचे 2 एक्झिस्टिंग MLAs आशिल्ले, एक दिगंबर आणि दुसरो प्रसादकय ते वाचूंक शकले नात. ताका हेल्प करूं पण आमी कन्व्हिनियंटली फर्स्ट आणि सेकंड बीजेपीच कन्व्हिनियंटली वी आर फॉरगेटिंग की काँग्रेसीने तेच केला. आज तांच्यो ज्यो 2 लीड्स वर सकल आसा, मायकल आणि बायल, दे आर इम्पोर्ट. तुम्ही सालिगांव वचत, केदार वॉज टेकन फ्रॉम बीजेपी, प्रसाद गांवकर इज अ इम्पोर्ट. सो आय थिंक इन दिस इलेक्शन it was of course, I mean, I think we were an election of import export. Election of import export. Nilesh, I have a clue for you. Nilesh, was a constituency, then I'll go to Bayi also. Constituency wise arithmetic workout करपाची जी बीजेपीची स्ट्रॅटेजी आशिल्ली, has it worked, do you say, or this is too sketchy to come to any conclusion?
No. I think what you're saying is perfectly correct. At the end of the day, Pramod, what you need to understand is that you have to win the constituency only. So one of the things that they talked about on winnability kind of a thing is what is probably working out for them. Though there are a lot of places where the debates can easily happen. So for example, Panjim, I think if they had to give ticket to Utpal on a BJP ticket, Utpal would have also won and would have probably won by a better margin than what Babush has won. So I mean, those are different issues. But at the end of the day, these constituencies that are won only make up a government. Because at the end of the day, these are the seats that are required to form a government. So constituency-wise, winnability is something that has to be looked at. There is no going back on it.
Sometime back when we were saying that Michael factor is not working, I want to correct that. See, in Saligaon,
I'm saying.
No, yes, of course, Saligaon, Kalangut, Sioli, and Aldona. If they make it, now they are all up and down. If they make it, I think a large factor goes to him. Otherwise, without him, maybe Congress would have got in single digit.
Yeah.
So to that extent, it is working. It's not that.
Another thing is
पैसा घेऊया आणि परत येऊया तिकडे थोडी राऊंड वाईज अपडेट आहे. यस महेश, यू कॅन हिअर मी? महेश, माझा आवाज ऐकू येता?
प्रमोद
या महेश, गो हेड.
ते म्हाका साखळेचे विचारलेले, साखळेचो 5थो राऊंड जाला आणि सीएम लीड बाय 350 वोट्स बीन तितलो तो लीड करता
कितले
ओके. आणि साखळे टोटल राऊंड आसा
3 राऊंड उरले.
8 राऊंड 3 राऊंड उरल्यात. सीएमाची 350 ती सुमार एक लीड आसा. वेरएज हांगा जी ते तुवें सांगिल्ली बिचोली डॉक्टर चंद्रकांत शेट्टी लीड बाय 500 वोट्स. तेंचे अराउंड 8 राऊंड कंप्लीट झाले आणि एकूच राऊंड उरला. सो दॅट मे बी द रिझन तो म्हाका काउंटिंग शेड्यूल गेला.
डॉक्टर चंद्रकांत शेट्टी is in very convincing lead. Yes, Giriraj, you wanted to make a point.
Yes.
No, I was saying that if you see in Aldona, the candidate did not want Michael. Or for that matter, TV actually extensively Michael campaigned. See, again, don't let us not discount the fact that no, Kedar has had a substantial presence there. I think even for the BJP, the choice was between Kedar and Jayesh, where they decided in favor of Jayesh. So this Michael factor is being overplayed, is what I feel. And especially in Mapsa, I think that was a seat. Most of the people had ruled BJP out of there. If it has also gone, one of the also factor is it's an anti-Michael vote.
I think in Aldona, there was a problem possibly for the Congress candidate, because it was felt there that the TMC Mapsa candidate would be his person in Aldona. So there was some personal issues there. I don't think, but one thing is very clear. The Congress Philip came from Michael.
Correct.
I mean, finally,
Agreed.
let us look at it. Let us look at it this way.
That's what I'm saying.
You are saying Congress would be
single digit.
See, that's what I'm saying. Ultimately, Congress's revival of sorts, whatever limited revival, came because of an import.
Yes.
But Congress kept blaming BJP for taking candidates on the basis of
Finally,
anonymity.
when it comes to love war and elections, those rules will not apply.
No, but for some reason, especially for our political analysts here, those rules apply only to BJP.
Okay.
Whereas Congress is a free one.
Then comes to that very
No, but one second. I'll just like to come in here. That is basically because Congress was always like that. And so it was expected. It was BJP which always took a moral high ground.
So
therefore the expectations from BJP were higher.
but
now that is also expected from BJP in future.
भाई तुम्ही आता पळयता तुमकां दिसता हेजे सीट बाय सीट अरिथमेटीक काम केलें तुमच्या पक्षान जे एक व्हडलें ओवरऑल नरेटिव्ह बिल्ड केल्लें, नो टू डिफेक्टर्स, न्यू फेसीस, that whole narrative has been trumped by the seat by seat arithmetic of the BJP.
As a principle, whatever Congress was propagating in the run-up to the election has never been proved wrong. But finally, as Giriraj said some time back, jo jeeta wo Sikandar. Finally, those candidates who win, ultimately they seem to be creating a new narrative, and that is what appears today in this case. The whole strategy, whatever strategy, if there was any, of the Congress doesn't appear to have paid any dividends. Unfortunately, that thing has happened. But let us hope that whatever that comes out of this turmoil ultimately takes our state to greater heights of glory in terms of development, in terms of social benefits, and in terms of our image of Goa in the not just in the country but in the
update
country
asa,
also.
for the first time in Priol, Govind Gowde is leading by 33 votes.
That's the margin.
23. So Kedar has gone. 376 is not a substantial lead, but in front of 33 it certainly looks substantial. So Kedar is leading by 376 votes in Saligaon. Subhash Paldesa is leading by 542 votes now. Pramod Sawant is leading by 448. 448 Chief Minister is leading by 448. See, anik tumka bakichi प्रवीण आर्लेकराची लीड जी आसा इन पेडणे इज नाव क्रॉस्ड 2500. सो ती क्रॉस जाल्या. केतन भाटीकर इज नाव लिडिंग बाय 351 वोट्स.
80 जातले आतले.
केतन भाटीकर इज नाव लिडिंग बाय 351 वोट्स. तुमकां दुसरी गजाल जी सांगपाची ती ऑल्डोना Carlos is leading by now 1,000+ votes. Carlos Ferrer is Indian National Congress leading by 1,000+ votes. Banavle Venzi Viegas is leading by 848 votes. Bicholi Chandrakant Shetty, Dr. Chandrakant Shetty, independent, is leading by 574. आणि एक गजाल असा की जो गड आशिल्लो भारतीय जनता पक्षाचो थंय नंबर 2 चेर सध्या महाराष्ट्रवादी गोमंतक पक्ष आसा. MG आसा दिवचले. कलंगूट मायकल इज वे अहेड. रमेश तवडकराची लीड ही 1,500 वेल्यान सध्या देंवल्या आणि 1,200 जाल्या. 1,200. Anton Vaz has taken a lead of 783 in Kortali. Rajesh Faldesa has taken a lead of 278. Yuri Alema is 1,500+. निलेश काब्राल अजून 400-450 आसा. अलेक्स रेजिनाल्डाची लीड जी आसा ती 2,700 क्रॉस केल्या. 2,700 Alex Reginald has crossed. दुसरी जी गजाल आसा मॉविन गुदिनो ची लीड 1,400 क्रॉस जाल्या. विजय सरदेसाईची लीड हॅज नाव बिलो 1,000, 968 बिलो 1,000. प्रेमेंद्र शेट इज टचिंग 2,000 लीड. जीत has gone to 1,200+ in Mandre. Jeet Arolkar has gone to 1,200+. Mapsa Joshua has taken a lead of 1,000+ now. 1,000+ lead of Joshua in Mapsa. सुदिनाची लीड तर भयंकर 9,000च्या की चढ. दिगंबर कामतीची लीड इज ऑलमोस्ट 7,500च्या चढ. संकल्प इज नाव टचिंग अ लीड ऑफ 2,000. Sankalp is now almost close to touching a lead of 2,000. The Election Commission has not declared the result, but Ullas Tuekar leads by 33 votes. Right now, Ullas Tuekar leads by 33 votes. Nuya Alex Sikvera has crossed 3,300 lead. 3,300. ताजे उपरांत जी दुसरी सांगपाची उरिल्ली 10 कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी ज्यो आनीक उरल्यात त्यो 10 कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी. गणेश गांवकराची लीड 4,000 क्रॉस झाल्या. डिलायला लोबो इज लीडिंग बाय 34 वोट्स एज ऑफ नाव. 34. सुभाष शिरोडकराची लीड ही 2,000 क्रॉस झाल्या. विरेश बोरकार इज लीडिंग बाय 92 वोट्स. रुडॉल्फ इज ऑलमोस्ट 2,000 क्रॉस झाली लीड. जेनिफर मोन्सेरात 1,300 1,300+ झाली लीड. नीलकंठ हळणकार 2,000 क्रॉस झाली लीड. विश्वजित राणेची 7,500च्या वयर गेल्या. दाजी सालकर हॅज टच 1,900 लीड. 1,900 लीड. आणि इन वेळली क्रूज सिल्वा हॅज टेकन अ लीड ऑफ 248. सो आपाचे 2 कॅन्डिडेट असतात जे सध्या आर इन लीड. टीएमसीचे कोण ना सध्या इन लीड. आरजीचो 1 आसा आणि एमजीचे म्हाका दिसता 3 आसात. सो दिस इज स्टील अ सीसॉ बट वन कन्सिस्टंट ट्रेंड आउट एमर्जिंग आउट ऑफ इट दॅट बीजेपी इज व्हेरी व्हेरी क्लोज टू मेजॉरिटी. हातूंतली 1-2 सिटां जरी शिफ्ट जाली बीजेपी विल टच 21. आय थिंक दॅट इज फेअरली व्हेरी व्हेरी क्लियर नाव. Now let's come to defectors. Nilesh, if you see the trend of defectors, जाल्यार तुमकां पळयतकीर कितें दिसता की लोकांक डिफेक्टर हो मुद्दो आशिल्लो काय मुद्दो नाशिल्लो जाचो इतलो व्हडलो बोवाळ जालो?
ना, तुका जर याद आसा प्रमोद जाल्यार when we looked at the people and when we found out defection was never a major issue except as I said in some places like Panji for instance which was more of educated voters, but otherwise in general if you notice defection was never an issue. Though they did not say defection was an issue, if you notice, I don't know how Manoj Babu was actually calculating, but most of the people who defected have actually lost. The heavyweights who defected have lost, especially who defected from party, because they had some sort of an affiliation to party. Whereas people who are independent and went to BJP, seem to be taking a good lead. So, for example, you look at independent like Rohan Kaute or probably even someone.
You cannot call them defectors.
You cannot call independents defectors. Correct. So the defectors were only those people like, say, for example, Dayanand Sopte.
Correct.
Okay, he doesn't seem to be doing and standing well on the ground. Second person was Babu Asgaonkar. I mean, BJP itself probably understood that and put him in Margao. But Babu Asgaonkar doesn't seem to be doing well. Look at Ravi Naik.
You have to give one thing to BJP. Babu tane replace ja candidate केला तो candidate is in very convincing lead, right?
Convincing lead. Right?
Yeah.
So if you go step by step and look at most of the defectors that BJP got, for Babu Kavlekar is a heavyweight. Him going is a major issue. So if you notice,
I'll come to you.
No, I'm not contradicting. I'm just saying, if you remember our first exit poll, what we had said, defection was no issue at all.
Yeah, I agree to that.
And in Panji, defection was an issue, but the results have gone exactly opposite.
One thing,
I agree.
in Panji, if you see your lead, it is very, very thin.
It's very thin.
That I agree.
Yes. No, but एक गजाल हांव महेशाक घेता महेशा म्हजे बरोबर and then we'll go to other panelists on this point. महेश म्हजो आवाज ऐकू येता?
प्रमोद
महेश, go ahead.
प्रमोद हांव जस्ट सांगता अनऑफिशियल डिक्लेअर करून अजून इलेक्शन कमिशनान दोन गजाली. एक भितरचो स्टेट डॉक्टर शेट्टी आहे, चंद्रकांत शेट्टी इंडिपेंडंट कॅन्डिडेट, आणि दुसरो जो आल्दोनाचो स्टेट तो मोर दॅन 1000 क्रॉस केला आणि तो जिंकलो म्हणून त्याचे सगळे जे सपोर्टर आहेत ते बाहेर येऊन ते सेलिब्रेशन स्टार्ट केला की ही इज विनिंग आणि फकत 250 सुमारे पोस्टल बॅलेट उरला पूण ते म्हणटा की लिटू तितली आसा की ते म्हणटा की तो जिंकलो म्हणून.
So we are saying we can unofficially, as far as two results are concerned, unofficially we can say about two results. One is Bicholi, which goes to independent Dr. Chandrakant Shetty with a 500 plus lead, and second is Carlos Ferrer in Aldona, where Glenn Ticklow has defeated Glenn Ticklow. Thanks a lot, Mahesh. Before I go to a break, I want our panelists to speak about this. Radhabab, defection an issue or defection not an issue if you look at this trend?
No, before that, let me point out that we have begun the first new assembly in a very good way. The first two winners are the state's leading ophthalmologist and a leading lawyer. That's very good because the performance of the previous assembly was substandard. At least I am pretty sure Carlos would be a huge addition to the assembly, and I have known Dr. Chandrakant Shetty. In fact, I have been his patient. He also appears to be a very sensible person. So I'm glad that these two people, highly qualified people, have found time. We both are busy. One is busy lawyer.
लौकिक असा म्हणजे बरोबर सावतासान लौकिकाचे अपडेट घेता आणि मुखार येता. लौकिक, म्हजो आवाज ऐकू येता? Go ahead.
हाय प्रमोद इतलें सांगता एक अपडेट की नावेली सगळ्या भितर बीजेपीचो जो प्लस 33 मतांनी लीड दाखयता. तेजे उपरांत गोविंदाचे आमकां अनऑफिशियल येयल्या, तेजे कार्यकर्ते भायर येयल्ले की गोविंद गावडे पिरोडांतल्यान जिंकलो म्हणून 130 म्हणटा 200 म्हणटा अशें मतांनी 200 भितर त्यांची लीड आसा. ओवरऑल सावथाचे पळयल्यार बीजेपी सुमार 8 सिटांचेर लीड दाखयता, आप सुमार 2, काँग्रेस 5, एफडीपी 2 सिटांचेर, इंडिपेंडंट एक आनी विजयाची टीम हांगासरल्यान भायर सरली, जिंकलो म्हणून दिगंबराची टीम भायर सरली. गणेश गांवकार जिंकलो म्हणून हांगासरल्यान भायर सरून गेलो. बाबू कवळेकार तुमी पळयल्लो, तेजी जेन्ना लीड अल्टनाची 3000 मायज जाली तेन्ना तो भायर सरत गेलो. तेजे फाटल्यान सावित्री गेली. सावित्रीची एक्चुअली काउंटिंग चालू हा, व्हडले डिफरन्स ना, 500 मतांचो डिफरन्स सुभाषाच्या मतां मदीं सुभाष लीड आसलो की बाबू हरोवन भायर सरलो तर ती फाटोफाट तेजे फाटल्यान भायर सरत गेली. 5व्या राउंडाचे डिटेल्स मेळ्ळ्या तुमकां थंय.
सांग गो अहेड लौकिक.
ओके गोविंदाचं झालं. गोविंदाच्या 5व्या राऊंडात लीड 33 असते आणि आता तुझा अपडेट येतात की तो 130 का 200 मतांनी जिंकलो एमजी दीपक अगेन. पुणेची अजून केतन मटिकर 5व्या राऊंडात 351 मतांनी लीड आहा. सुभाष शिरोडकर 5व्या राऊंडात 2078 मतांनी लीड आसा. सुनील ढवळीकर 13,053 मतांनी. मडकईच्यान संकल्प 1,900 मतांनी ऑलमोस्ट जिंकपाक पावला. मिलिंद हांगासरल्यान भायर सरून गेलो. बायट दिवना तेणी. मिलिंद हांगासरल्यान काउंटिंग 2 राऊंड उरले आसतना भायर सरून गेलो. दुसरो माविन गोदीन 1,400 मतांनी लीडात. 4थ्या राऊंडाचीच अपडेट आतापर्यंत तुका सांगलेली. कोतालीची 5व्या राऊंडा अजून तो इंडिपेंडंट तो रावलो. तो 783 मतांनी लीड दाखयता. नवे अलेक्स सिक्वेरा 3,308 मतांनी लीड असतात 5व्या राऊंडात. 4थ्या राऊंडाचो तो अलेक्स 4थ्या राऊंडाक 2,700 मतांनी लीड. परत पुढे बाकीचे कॅन्डिडेट परत अलेक्स तेजनाल तो इंडिपेंडंट रावलो सगळे. विजयाचो रिझल्ट येयला आणि दिगंबराचो रिझल्ट येयला. कोर्ताली सॉरी बाणावले वेंदी 848 मतांनी लीड आहा. नावेलीची सांगले 33 मतांनी 4थ्या राऊंडाक बीजेपी लीड आहा.
थँक्स अ लॉट लौकिक. क्लिफात बाप, defectors issue or not an issue?
I think it has been a huge issue because almost every defector has lost except Babush, Jennifer and Nilkant. Now Babush and Jennifer, I think it is their sultanate. I don't give much credit to BJP there because Babush has won on UGDP, Babush has won on Congress, Babush has won now on BJP. So he has shown that on any party he can win. Nilkant.
Same thing with the Rani.
Correct, Rani. Now Nilkant, according to me, was a calculated blunder of Kiran in firstly taking the TMC tag and secondly shifting to Aldona. Otherwise also Nilkant would have been out. But the good thing is almost every defector has lost. So I feel that at least in this house, of course BJP looks like will form a government on its own with the help of independents, but this sort of fear has possibly come for the first time in this election. And at least if nothing has happened, two good things have happened is these defectors have been taught a lesson. And another thing that has also happened is Churchill and his daughter seem to be out. See, it is party hopping, all the time party hopping, and at every election trying to change seem to be not gone down with the people. Now, we will say the same thing what has happened in Kurtari, but finally, Reginald had a larger than life image of himself in the constituency. He did not have an opponent to worth challenging him, so it has worked. But to a large extent, defections have been an issue, particularly in the southern belt, and people have taught them a lesson.
Now, एकच सांगा before we take a break, we'll come back with the defection issue. विजय सरदेसाय 1,400 मतांनी जिंकला असे अनऑफिशियल आमका कळना. दिगंबर कामत जिंकल्यात. गोविंद गावडे इज अ व्हेरी इंटरेस्टिंग केस. इट इज सेड दॅट ही वन बाय 130 or 200 votes. सो ती एक गजाल आमका आयिल्ली आसा. बेस्ट इज नावेली जरी सांगला की 33 मतांनी चड करून बीजेपीचा कॅन्डिडेट गिरिराज इफ यू कॅन कन्फर्म दॅट व्हॉट इज युअर मार्जिन?
What I've been told. 33. सगळ्यांच्या झगड्या भितर उल्हास तुयेकर has won by 33 votes is something that we are being told that the results are still coming in.
हांव महेशाक घेता आनी मागीर आमी एक ल्हानसो ब्रेक घेतात. महेश, कितें हा अपडेट?
प्रमोद, आम्ही आज जाणार आले की आता थोडे जाण उरिल्ले सो 750 सीट आसा बीजेपी लॉस सीएम की आपण 1,101 लीड आसा आणि ऑलमोस्ट लायक तेजे सपोर्टर आहा तेंचे सेलिब्रेशन स्टार्ट केले की ते म्हणटा की सीएम आता जिंकलो.
या सो साखळेचो सीट महेश म्हणटा की सीएमाच्या सपोर्टर्सांनी सेलिब्रेशन स्टार्ट केला आणि 1,001 इज द लीड दॅट महेश इज टेलिंग अस. जय साखळे दॅट सीएम हॅज वन 1,001 लीड आणि ताच्या सपोर्टरांनी सेलिब्रेशन सुरुवात केला. हांव थंयच्यान लौकिका मरा वता. क्विकली लौकिक कितें अपडेट आसा? लौकिक म्हजो आवाज येता? लौकिक म्हजो आवाज येता? ओके विल गो बॅक टू लौकिक आफ्टर द ब्रेक. ल्हानसो ब्रेक घेतात. रिझल्ट येवपा लागल्यात. खंयच वचनाका. विल बी बॅक इन 2 minutes.
Properties, supported by Ken, a hygiene company, Old Goa Hair Oil, Morning Mantra, and SangitaMobiles.com.